So guys, the crypto markets have been pumping today. Bitcoin hit 107,000 right now with the talks about the Moody's downgrade or ratings report with the credit bureau that's going to be happening tomorrow. There's some big events happening this week which you need to be aware of, which we're going to be talking about. Price action around assets is going up, but there's still a little bit of uncertainty. But right now, everyone is still calling for altcoin season based off of exactly what we're currently seeing. And I'm going to walk you guys through all that and exactly what you need to be aware of. But if you're new to my channel, go and check out the rest of my content. Keep you guys updated with the day-to-day events, price action around Bitcoin, Ethereum, altcoins, how liquidity is shifting, and exactly how you need to position yourself to make those crazy gains. Right now, guys, everyone has been calling for altcoin season, but we have some huge events happening this week, which is causing some crazy price action around Bitcoin, Ethereum, and altcoins. But we need to see how the markets are opening up tomorrow, and also all of these events that are happening this week. And you need to pretty much just stay up to date with all that, as well as the price action, and just to understand when altcoin season is potentially going to be happening. But with all that being said, let's jump straight into it. So guys, like how I said, the crypto markets have been pumping up quite significantly. We are seeing a little bit of deviations right at the end of the day. Everyone's waiting for the markets to open up tomorrow to see exactly how everything is, but we have been seeing some crazy rip ups, which is really great to see. Usually, smart money moves faster than everybody else. Really points to the fact that liquidity is shifting back into big assets. Ethereum also, guys, saw a little bit of recovery, but is also seeing a little bit of deviations right now. Really waiting to see if we're going to be ripping up past that imbalance zone that we saw back in February, which we talked about in multiple other videos. Go check out those other videos if you're not aware. But right now, like I said, need to wait to see exactly how the markets are going to be opening up tomorrow. Altcoins are following the price action on Ethereum. If Ethereum's running up, guys, altcoins are running up as well. Pretty basic understanding around the correlation with that. Bitcoin dominance, though, is really starting to shoot up, which is pointing to the fact why Bitcoin is really ripping up and Ethereum is kind of lagging behind right now. But it's really showing where liquidity is shifting and how investors are feeling around specific assets. USDT dominance is seeing a little bit of recovery with the uncertainty in the market. Some people are reallocating back to USDT, but most people have already started to, release all of their dry powder from USDT into back into stable coins, not stable coins, altcoins, Ethereum, Bitcoin, and multiple other assets. But everyone's calling for altcoin season right now, guys. Everyone's been pretty much pointing to the fact about how specific variations in previous cycles on the price action that we're currently seeing looks pretty similar, and we could be breaking out of specific zones, resistance zones, imbalances, a lot of things that we've been keeping up with on this channel. And right now it's looking quite bullish based off of the accumulation zones that we've been seeing, and also all the global liquidity that's starting to run into the markets. It's really pointing to the fact that everything could be aligning up for an altcoin season in the next few weeks, next few months. But there's some huge events going to be happening this week that is having an effect already on the markets. First up is the market react to the Moody's downgrade, which is on Monday, which is tomorrow. Most people don't know what the Moody's downgrade is, which I asked Grok about it. Moody's downgrade refers to the decision by Moody's Ratings, a major credit rating agency, to lower the United States sovereign credit rating from AAA, the highest rating, to AA1, one notch below. And this has been talked about, guys, in the last few days. But this is going to be having a huge effect on the markets. You can see the implications: borrowing costs, market impact, the symbolic significance, policy pressure, multiple different things. So everyone's waiting to see how the markets are going to be reacting to the decision based off of the Moody's downgrade, Moody's ratings report. After that, second on the list is going to be Wednesday, the U.S. crude oil inventory data, just to show exactly how that's looking as well. If that economy is looking, or pretty much industry is looking decent, more than likely we're going to be seeing positive price action. 3, the S&P Global Manufacturing PMI data. This is super huge as well as the April existing home sales data. From there, on Friday, we have the April new home sales data, and then 6, total of 14 Fed speakers events this week. So we have a very busy week ahead of us, guys, to see exactly how multiple industries are doing. Also, in terms of how inflation and also more data around the credit bureau, as well as new home sales data, existing home sales data, and how those markets are looking. All of this information is going to let us know if the markets are healthy or if they're not healthy, and also how everything is going to be having an effect. This is super key, guys. A lot of these events don't really necessarily have a direct effect on the markets, maybe a few of these, but overall it's more of a accumulation effect of all this information coming out, and how investors feel about all this information. But the Kobesi letter has been talking about how right now crypto is loving the Moody's downgrade. Bitcoin is now 4% away from a new all-time high and up over 40% since its April low, and the US dollar weakens and uncertainty rises. Bitcoin and gold are thriving. Instability is Bitcoin's best friend. And right now there's a lot of uncertainty, guys, and as a result Bitcoin is starting to run up and people are starting to feel very, very skeptical about exactly what's going to be happening in the next few days, especially with all the events that are going to be happening. This is where Kobesi letter starts talking about the housing affordability, and how it has never been worse, and this just points to the fact about the data that's going to be coming out this week. We also saw the US stock market futures fall nearly 1% in their net initial reaction to the Moody's downgrade. So right now, guys, it's not looking too hot for the US markets, but right now Bitcoin is starting to run up, and now also yields are starting to surge again. Trade deals, recession worries, lower. There's a lot of different things going on, guys, but this is something that is on top of Trump's mind, and everyone's wondering what's going to be happening, if we're going to be seeing some positiveness or negative. Crypto Mission now talks about how he feels about altcoins right now. He says all the altcoins are making higher lows and are confirming buying pressure, which I completely agree with. A lot of altcoins are running up and are not falling back down to their previous lows. The M2 supply, money supply, goes up, and Bitcoin is primed for a new all-time high. Altcoins are outperforming Bitcoin on every move upwards. I think we're in for a great 6 to 8 week period. So I think that the price action on Bitcoin is going to be running up quite significantly, and from there we're going to be seeing Ethereum slowly catch up and altcoins also start to rip up. Also, we saw this back in 2024, but this is where you got to have your own perspective. But based off of exactly how altcoins are looking, it looks quite positive, guys, and the buying pressure is there. Benjamin Cohen is talking about pretty much 64% Bitcoin dominance. He thinks that Bitcoin dominance is going to be running up much more, but at the end of the day, this is where everyone has different perspectives. He thinks that we're going to be running up a little bit more before altcoins start to see, the actual crazy rip up. He thinks we're going to get rejected. We talked about this in a previous episode, and I'm going to bring that chart back up in another video this week. Just pointing to the fact, giving you both sides of it, whether we're going to be completely ripping up or seeing some sideways price action, and then we're going to be ripping up. But overall, guys, right now, altcoins, if we look at my crypto portfolio, altcoins are pretty much jumping up and jumping down for the 7-day. A lot of coins are kind of looking a little bit boring because it's already been a week. So a lot of these coins have already created new lows, higher lows, and right now we're on the verge of making higher highs. But right now, we're just pretty much keeping up with the day-to-day information, exactly what's going to be having an effect, and my altcoin portfolio is just waiting to see those new all-time highs. But swiping everything to the side, guys, we have some big events happening this week which you need to be aware of. I keep you guys updated with all the important information, not all the fluff information, exactly the data that's coming out, the price action that we're currently seeing, and what you need to be aware of. Like how I said, there's a lot of uncertainty based off of the Moody's rating report that's going to be coming out tomorrow, and a few other big events that are going to be happening this week. After tomorrow, we're going to have a strong understanding on how Bitcoin's going to be reacting, Ethereum, altcoins, and risk assets in general. So make sure you stay up to date with all that. Right now, with everything trading sideways, you should be looking for altcoins to invest in, dollar cost averaging, and overall just getting you some positions in that space. I made a few videos talking about altcoins to be buying, and also exactly I asked Grok the best altcoins to buy. That was an interesting video. Go watch that video as well, and get my perspective around altcoins, best sectors, and a little bit more. But if you guys new to my channel, go ahead and check out the rest of my content. I keep you guys updated on all the day-to-day events, price action on Bitcoin, Ethereum, altcoins, how liquidity is shifting, and exactly what you need to be aware of so that you can make those crazy gains. Like how I said, uncertainty in the market, big key events happening this week. Already altcoins and Ethereum are looking quite positive. We need to wait to see how the markets are going to be opening up tomorrow. Futures are not looking too hot, but we need more information. Once the information comes out, you will know exactly how to react. And I'm going to keep you guys updated with all that info. Just make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. I appreciate all the support you guys give me on this channel. So stay tuned and just wait for altcoin season. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.